Welcome back once again to Off the Shelf. I'm Antonio,
Good afternoon. My name is Ryan.
and we're here once again to talk to you about comic books, comic book industry, comic book movies, anything pretty much that has to do with comics, the related issues that are going on with it, and that's pretty much it. This week we're going to talk about some of the media that's going on. I shouldn't say media, excuse me, but some of the offerings that the companies are going to be bringing as far as TV shows, movies, what have you. What's going to be going on. Yes, I'm drinking again.
I got a milkshake.
I have a beer.
I'm not gonna hurt myself. I'm not even bothered with that until we done.
Alright, so let's start with movies now. There's going to be a huge crop of movies coming out. X-Men Days of Future Past, Justice League War animated film. DC does really good animated films.
They do.
There's also a lot of rumblings as far as casting ideas. Casting that's going on as well. Michael Douglas being cast as Hank Pym in Ant-Man, along with Paul Rudd, who's going to be playing Scott Lang, who was the second Ant-Man, I believe. That's pretty big to have Michael Douglas, even after that whole thing with his wife and the tongue cancer comment.
Yeah. Yeah, he did that thing with that thing that time. You remember?
We'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But that's a huge thing because Michael Douglas is a huge star. And to think of him, well, you don't remember.
Is that rude?
No, because he's not here.
Okay.
And after the thing he said about his wife, well, we'll talk about it after the show. Anyway, but that's a huge thing for a big star like that to be going into. That's similar to Sir Anthony Hopkins being in Thor as Odin. He's a huge star. He's been knighted. That's why I said sir.
Yeah,
it wasn't me being polite.
yeah.
He's been knighted. I mean, not that that means anything here in America because, well, we have Duck Dynasty.
I feel like you should just cut the camera now. I'm offended that you just put that.
But anyway,
that was my perfect moment to walk off.
I know, but you didn't because you're here. But you know, that's a huge thing to have a big star like that. I mean, not that they're not all big stars, but
No, I know what you mean. There are certain
so
levels.
long.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's also Captain America. The sequel is going to be coming out. Captain America. It's not actually called Captain America. It's the sequel, Captain America: Winter Soldier, which is the trailer alone. I watched the trailer when I was watching Thor 2. Dark World, was it? Dark World was Thor 2, I think it was called? Dark World?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Darkness falls.
Yeah.
It's dark outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's dark with black people.
Yeah.
And the trailer was really good because it showed a lot of the highlights from the movie itself. There were even a lot of nods in the trailer too, as far as the costume that Captain America uses when he actually gives up being Captain America. And he's just, I think, he was Captain Steve Rogers, but I think technically he's at the point of a commander because of how long he served. Technically, he's served since World War II. He was just frozen. So there was a lot of hints with that stuff also.
Well, I think, just going back, I think Captain America was probably my favorite pre-Avenger movie.
Of all of them?
Of all the Marvel offerings, I think, I'm going back watching it again on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I believe that was the most impressive in my eyes. So I'm very excited for this sequel.
I mean, for some reason, I don't count the Iron Man movies as part of
I don't count
the
one,
Avengers.
I don't count 1 and 2, but I count 3.
3.
I don't know why.
As far as an Avenger, well,
Yeah.
they do mention a lot. Well, that was because it did come out. But for some reason, I don't count him as being part of the Avengers movie initiative, I guess. I don't know why. Maybe it was because it came out so far before the Avenger movie came out. You know, even though it was hinted at, but everybody thought that maybe it was just an Easter egg, just something to get fans in. But it was actually pretty cool. But the trailer alone was amazing. You see him in there. You see Black Widow also. Frank Grillo, who is from Warrior, the show The Gates, which was awesome. I know. I'm going deep, but hold
I'm
on.
gonna have to go to IMDb and look these people up later on.
Who I believe they even said he's going to be playing Crossbones before he became the Crossbones. So that's actually pretty cool to me too. But that is a movie that I'm actually looking forward to. Also, actually, what I forgot is I, Frankenstein.
Yes.
Which is written by Kevin Graveau, who did Adam the Blue Marvel. He also did some amazing comics, Darkstorm comics, which hopefully will be making a return. Fingers super crossed for that one. But that movie just looks amazing. Aaron Eckhart, aka
You mean
Two-Face,
Two-Face, right?
exactly. Yeah,
I know his name too. That's the worst.
Yes, and his face again has scars all over it. So he makes a movie with scars. We'll definitely go watch it. Also, we got to talk about this. This has been a huge thing. Ground's been rumbling about this. Batman versus Superman, aka Justice League, aka fuckery. Thoughts, opinions, views. What you got? You're the DC guy. Let me know.
Like I said, it's so the latest outcry is the fact that Diana is being included in the film, which
I don't know if that's the latest outcry. I think that was one of the first outcries. There were others. Well, no, the first one was
educate
Batman,
me.
actually.
What else? Well, oh yeah, the whole first. Okay, thank you. I needed direction in this.
Yeah, okay.
So the whole fact that Batman is in it is completely unnecessary. I don't feel that Superman should be Superman versus Batman. It should be Superman versus his villain. The end. I don't. This whole duo thing. I understand that the comic series is Superman Batman has been out forever, and I understand it has a certain direction. But when the Batman trilogy came out, it was the Batman trilogy. When Superman get his trilogy, it should be his trilogy. Not, as you said, Superman and his amazing friends. It shouldn't be none of that crap. It should just be Superman. They announced Batman. People were pissed off that it's
Ben Affleck, aka
don't even say it. No, Ben Affleck, aka Ben Affleck,
aka blind guy in a red S&M suit, aka Mr. Jennifer Garner, aka
what movie did he
come
out? Wait, what movie?
Mr.
What was his latest movie that came out? That won all those awards.
Runner? Oh no, Argo. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Argo,
see,
yes,
can
Argo.
he get some props for that? I didn't see Argo.
No,
I want to.
He totally does. Though he's a great Argo.
Daredevil never happened. That was a practice film. Okay, he just wanted to see if he could pull off the latex.
He did. He does do good movies. He does. But he gets a bad rap. I'm not necessarily angry about it. As far as his casting, some of the stuff I do agree with the Batman vs Superman. This supposed to be a Superman movie. It's supposed to be his movie. Now, we did hear a script idea from someone who was not a writer who wrote it perfectly, but apparently that did not get to happen. But it was perfect the way the guy said it should happen. The end scene, Batman does show up, throws a batarang, tells Lex, no, not in my town. I am the knight, I am justice, yada, yada, yada.
If I can, I'm going to drop a link for you guys to read that so you can, and give credit where credit is due, because it was an amazing idea we read.
It totally was. And if I see, the next time you come and shut down our show, I'm just letting you know, you are not the knight, you are not justice. I'm just letting you know. But I do believe, and they seem like they keep adding new characters, which I don't mind, but if they're gonna do that, just call it what it is. But just a movie.
I feel like that's what I think the reason it's happening is Avengers did so well that they're trying to rush into that success, and that actually is going to kill their success. If, as you said, there's 45 cameos in this movie, it's gonna take away the effect that it's a Superman movie, because it's already not a Superman movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you handle it properly and you do, like Marvel does it, they like name drop.
Yeah.
Or they'll have a character come in, or so. I mean, DC did do it well as far as in Man of Steel, how they had like the Wayne Towers.
But those were subtle hints.
Exactly,
you weren't seeing people grapple across the street.
There's no. I am justice. I am the knight.
That.
But it's 3:00 in the morning. It doesn't matter.
But I feel Ben Affleck's gonna do perfect. All the hate, I feel like.
Ooh, did you just feel the side eye and all the burning hatred from that statement you just made? I also feel he'll do a good. I mean, you know what? You don't know, because some people have totally been just say, "Oh, how could you cast this guy?"
And I'm like,
Chris Evans got the same thing when he was cast as Captain America. He's not blonde enough. He's not, and he did actually a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did really good.
And from the trailer of the new movie, it looks good. So, pump the brakes, slow down. You didn't cast. Nobody's taking money out of your pocket. So just
give that man a chance. When was the last time you started a movie?
Exactly. You know.
Might be harsh again.
Well, no, because they're too ugly to be in a movie. I mean, not you, him. No, not you, him. The guy behind you. Him, not. All right, never mind, whatever. But you know what? Just let it go, because you might be pleasantly surprised. But we know that comic book fans, aka comic book nerds, aka shut your mouth, are the hardest people to please when it comes to that, because we're so invested in the source material that we forget that movies sometimes not everything relates. You gotta look at it like this: how Marvel has like the Ultimate Universe, and they had the What Ifs, and DC has the Elseworlds, and they have the New 52 reboot. Think of the movies as their own.
They have their movie universe,
their own continuity. Yeah, they're going to take from the source material and they're going to change a few things a bit, but just let it go. Same people that get mad about race in movies. Sometimes you gotta let some stuff go. We're gonna talk about that another time. We're not gonna go full into that, but it's the same it's the same principle. Think of it as its own continuity, as its own comic book universe. Think of it as comic universe. I don't know why they give it the odd names. They can't just say 1, 2, 3, and 4. Think of it as comic book universe, film edition, universe 1. You know what I mean? Just
not Earth
relax.
616 or
exactly. Is that Marvel or is
Yeah,
that
that's
that's
Marvel.
Marvel? You actually remember that number?
Yeah.
Holy crap, you're good.
I'm pretty sure it's 616.
You know what I mean? Just relax and let it go. Also, one of the new things that I've heard is Johnny Depp is possibly going to be playing Doctor Strange. I saw pictures of Benedict Cumberbatch from Sherlock
I know,
Holmes.
you don't need to
from
explain. I know who
Starlock.
that gentleman is.
My man, the name alone. He's actually a really good actor. I'm a huge fan of him from Sherlock Holmes. He does great work. I'm not sure who is going to be that, but Johnny Depp has a history with Marvel, aka Disney, aka We Got the Money, aka The Mouse Owns Us.
I'm trying to think who I would prefer as Doc.
I'm not sure. I mean, Johnny Depp does have that look,
That weird
but I
as
don't.
well.
But I don't want his Doctor Strange to be another incarnation of Captain Jack Sparrow. You know, I don't want that. But I would like to see Benedict. I gotta be honest with you, because I'm a fan of his. I like his work. He brings an intensity, but he's also got that cool, calm demeanor. He's not. I mean, Depp does have the look. He's already got the graying temple going. He has the goatee, and Depp is a good actor. I want to see him in more roles other than creepy guys from Disney. You know what I mean? But I would be interested to see that movie because I am a fan of Doctor Strange. I do like Doctor Strange. Mysticism, supernatural stuff. My man Wang, that's not an actual joke.
Yeah, that's what. Okay,
Doesn't sound right. Yeah.
go ahead. Save this one. Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Also, you know, just it's. I'm excited about seeing this. I am excited about Justice League War because I do like DC
I
animated
was gonna
films.
say you let me backstep 2 steps.
Yes, 2 steps.
I forgot to even write this down on our list.
Okay. What list? We remember all this stuff.
No, I can't remember. No,
Okay,
I
fair
can't
enough.
remember
Okay.
what I ate.
Yeah, I remember.
You mentioned magic and mysticism. I meant to mention, according to the internet, which this has been going around for a while, the Justice League Dark, the
Yes.
Guillermo del Toro film, which
man,
I
yes.
hope it happens because I did just recently watch Pacific Rim, and
Mr. Del Toro. As long as you and Ron Perlman are working together, I'm good. Don't matter. Just
so
do
there's
together,
rumors
guys.
that it's going to be, I forget the entire roster. I don't know if it was the same people from Justice League Dark, the comics, but I saw Zatanna.
It's going to be heavily based on that, though, and I don't believe it's going to be
Swamp
called.
Thing, I think I saw. Yeah, no,
It's not going to be called Justice League Dark, but it'll be called Justice League. You know,
Things Go Bump in the Night. It's something like
Opaque
that.
or something like that. Yeah.
But
You know.
I'm once again, as you mentioned, I do love seeing magic.
Yes.
And seeing that on the big screen with Del Toro's touch.
His imagery, his style of doing it is just amazing to me. I mean, Pacific Rim is a great example. The mechs, when he grabs the boat and uses it like a sword, I was like, you know what, you already had me at the movie, but that scene was just perfect. So that would be something really cool.
I
to
just
say.
needed to interject. Go ahead.
Yes.
Back Justice League War.
Okay,
Sorry.
so Justice League War. I'm a fan of animated films, whether they be anime. Marvel does good ones, but DC, I gotta give it up to you. You do great animated films. Justice League War is going to be the first offering that's going to be based in the New 52 universe, which I kind of felt was going to happen, and everybody else did after Flashpoint, which was great.
They
A
threw
little
a
less
little-
steroids, but it was a great film.
There was supposedly a teaser at the after the credits of Justice after the Flashpoint
Mm-hmm.
with the Parademons, which for some reason wasn't in my copy, but I saw a link posted online that I had to watch.
Well, when I watched it, it was on demand, so I didn't wait till after schedule. But you can tell because after they actually correct the timeline, you see Batman in his New 52 more armor suit.
Yeah.
You see Flash even, and nobody mentions it. So it's almost like that timeline has changed, so everybody's there.
I'm just caught up on when my Blu-ray didn't have special features. You know, my Blu-ray,
You got to take
my
that.
40 gig Blu-ray disc
You got to
couldn't
take
have
that.
an 8-second clip bonus feature.
Oh, you mean like how Dark Knight was on 2 discs and people bought both of them, and then next month one disc came out with all of it? I don't know what you're talking about.
Another Justice League War factor really quick, because once again, I have, as you know, I've been reading
Yes, catching up. Yes.
a lot of New 52. I haven't picked up every title. I haven't
I've read nothing.
read everything I wanted to, even because I can't shell out $4 per issue times 52 issues a month. That's way too much money for me to try to justify.
Right.
But some disrespect to Aquaman.
No, those few pages I did read.
No, he was dropped from Justice League War in the very first
yes,
issue
I
arc.
remember you say that. Yes, I remember you say that.
It is Aquaman and not Shazam.
Yes.
And from all the latest previews that cover all of that, no Aquaman. Well, interesting, right?
I think Shamar Moore's doing the voice for Aquaman and Cyborg, actually. He's all baby oiled up. That's going to be another running gag on the show, guys.
Is he going to have conversations with himself? One with the oil, one without.
Yes.
So you can tell the difference. Yeah, we can't... We're canceled.
Won't stop, can't stop. Won't stop, can't stop.
Anything else we need to touch on real quick?
No, I think that's pretty much it as far as movie news that we can actually seriously talk about, unless you just thought of something right now.
X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes.
I just want to touch on it real quick.
Yes. Okay, well, first let's hit X-Men Days of Future Past, which is going to be another...
Let's take a quick break first. I feel like we've given them too much for their minds to comprehend right now.
Oh, y'all ain't ready? Y'all gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn about long comic books today. Spell it, long comic book. Long comic book. There you go. Alright, so we're gonna catch you in a few minutes. Sit back, relax, let yourselves go. Have some pancakes, grab a beer.
Sip your tea a little bit, you know?
Do what you gotta do.
Enjoy a milkshake.
Milkshake, an extra thick. Make it thick like your mom's milkshake.
Oh, see, you always
I meant like the mother making the milkshake, not the mother herself, unless your mom is thick. Okay. So we'll be right back in a few minutes. Off the shelf. Antonio, Ryan.
We'll see you guys.
Why would you go anywhere? Welcome back. Off the shelf. Antonio, Ryan, you know the deal. Let's go back to it. Before a commercial break, we were talking about movies. The last thing we want to discuss as far as movies go are the Marvel movie that's going to be coming out, X-Men Days of Future Past. This was a huge storyline in the X-Men history. It's one of like the holy grails of their stuff. It's set in the future. It deals mostly with the future and what's happened with the Sentinels killing most of the mutants, pretty much all the X-Men. And it really focuses on Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. But unfortunately, it's become another Wolverine sequel. Now, don't mind me because I actually enjoy Hugh Jackman in films, and I enjoy his zest and his love. He really does feel it, you know what I mean. And I completely enjoy his ability and his acting and everything. But the fact that they keep focusing on Wolverine for these movies is a little tedious and a little annoying to me. There are a lot of breakout X-Men characters that could be given their own movies. You could have done something with Scott and Jean. You could have done something with...
People were asking for a Gambit movie after his short appearance.
Gambit is one of those, yeah. I mean, I didn't really dig that appearance.
No, me neither.
But just the fact of seeing a character like that in a movie was actually cool. Storm could get a movie. You know, so there are a lot of characters that can actually go through and get something
there's
else.
There's 16,000 X-Men, and y'all keep choosing Logan.
Exactly. He's the best there is at what he does, bub. Which is hog up screen time. But you know, but it's a huge thing. Bryan Singer once again is going to be at the helm, I believe. I've heard good, bad, mostly bad about how people feel about it. But again, I'm gonna watch the movie because I remember sitting in the theaters and I was like, oh my god, I'm about to watch the X-Men movie after all these years of reading the comic and actually seeing it and seeing Cyclops do an optic blast, seeing Storm actually her eyes turn white.
I just like seeing Sabretooth beating everybody up.
He hit him with a tree. He hit him into a tree. But that was cool. You know, and then after that, I'm hoping, I've heard rumors, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, I'm not sure. My people tell me, I don't have people actually, I read everything myself between me and Ryan, that next up from that is going to be X-Men Apocalypse, or Age of Apocalypse, which was another huge thing. The basic gist of it is one man can make a difference. What happens if Professor X was killed before he even started the X-Men? And the whole timeline goes out of skew. It basically is Apocalypse rules over the world. The mutants are all scattered around. Some of them are rebels and resistance fighters. Some of them, I believe in the comic, Cyclops and Beast were actually working with Apocalypse, and some other mutants were as well.
What a sellout. Go ahead.
I mean, you know what? Just like Detroit, sometimes it'll be like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was just a great storyline, and the fact and the ending of it was really well. Wolverine had one hand. I thought he would grow it back, but he didn't. But it didn't focus on Logan. This is before all the Logan.
I feel like he was just on the back of every
oversaturation.
page flexing. Just
Well, they're all flexing. You see, everybody's veins are popping out in these comics. But it was just a really good storyline. I would like to see it in a comic movie, kind of. I'm not sure, but again, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. Rumors. Again, we'll wait. We'll see what happens.
I mean, it is kind of hasty to announce a sequel to a movie that hasn't come out yet. I mean,
Exactly.
that is a little much.
Rather ballsy, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Rather ballsy, but again, it sounds good. Okay, now we're gonna segue from Marvel on the silver screen to Marvel at home. Actually, we're gonna talk about the Netflix deal with Marvel. Kind of excited about this more than anything else. As any of you know who know me, who follow me like I'm a celebrity or you're stalkers.
His favorite hero, Daredevil, is finally getting his own series.
I wouldn't call him my favorite.
Oh, that's not what you were gonna say?
No.
Oh, I must have misread my notes. Sorry.
That Netflix is one of my favorite things ever. I don't know why I waited so long to join Netflix.
I don't either. I told you every single day.
Exactly. And they have this deal going with Marvel, which I'm very excited about. They're going to have characters like Daredevil, like he was saying, but they're also going to have Jessica Jones, aka Alias, aka Mrs. Luke Cage, aka the mother of Luke Cage's daughter, Iron Fist, Luke Cage's best friend, Daniel Rand, and also Luke Cage. This to me is big because it's going to be more of the street level guys. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see not only those four, but we'll get a chance to see Heroes for Hire, Punisher, even Moon Knight, Daughters of the Dragon. That's very exciting to me because that's a little bit grittier. So doing a show on Netflix, they may have a little bit more leeway.
Yeah, because there's no Netflix doesn't edit their own stuff actually because they don't have to. There's no TV rating.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, they can do what they want.
You want to punch his face off? Go ahead. As long as you got the budget for it, do it.
The most exciting thing about this deal to me, which goes with my impatience, is when Netflix uploads their series. There's no come back next week. It's like no, we give you 13 episodes today. Watch when you want to. That's what I'm most excited for.
It's all here. Just go ahead, watch it. Just go ahead, which is pretty cool to me. I am excited about that. And then at the end, all the characters are going to combine to become the Defenders, which I don't know how that works because I believe the only character on that roster who was a Defender was Iron Fist. But again, different continuity. You got to look at it as its own universe. I'm just going to sit back, wait, and watch, but I am excited to see what they do and who they cast actually too, because that's usually a big part of it. Again, stop getting angry already. You may not have even heard about this deal just until right now. They haven't even started casting, so just relax, calm down. We'll see what happens.
We just gotta, like I said, I'm hoping we all support this at least and watch it on Netflix.
Yes.
Because if they get good reviews, good feedback and everything, they'll keep doing this. And stuff like this will open up the doorways for everybody. So then maybe they'll be okay with helping out smaller series. Maybe we'll get a Spawn reboot or something exclusive to Netflix. I'm just saying.
And again, because it's Netflix and you have that Marvel / Disney budget, there's a lot that can go in there. So I'm hoping it's going to be pretty good and push it a little further than another Marvel show on TV, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm going to talk about this real quick because I stopped watching it in the second series. I know it's gotten better, I believe, but a couple of things. The only two people on the show I actually care about are Coulson and the Cavalry. Everyone else on the show can die. I wish they would kill them all off like Joss Whedon does in some of his shows and bring in new cast members because I don't like them. They all look the same, and I'm not even talking about just white people. They're all the same as far as brunette. They all look like they could be a family of agents, basically. And I stopped watching in halfway through the second episode. I jumped out of my patio screen door. Actually the glass door. I jumped out of it. It was just, I couldn't do it. Then I turned on Netflix and I started watching Hemlock, and then I actually tried to drown myself in my kitchen sink.
Hemlock Grove?
Hemlock Grove, as long as I mentioned the poison part, didn't matter.
Oh gosh.
But anyway, But hopefully, you know, it'll be that Agents of Shield. I'm just not into. Yada yada.
I watched one episode, but I wasn't unsatisfied. I just don't watch TV. I watch it when it's on Netflix.
Exactly. But another great show that's actually on now, Arrow. I know you are in the middle or somewhere in the middle of the first season.
I finished season 1.
Oh, you finished season 1?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
I don't watch TV, so they
Oh,
gotta
so you're
put
not
season
just-
2 on
oh,
Netflix.
Season 1 was okay. Liked it. Wasn't loving it.
They whined a lot at the end of season 1.
A CW show.
It really became 50210, which I've never watched
A
actually.
CW show again.
And I really almost gave up the show at the end of
Yeah.
season 1 because it was like I told you, it was a bunch of rich people
Yes.
complaining about their problems.
It was annoying. But the second season is actually the show that I wanted in the first season. A lot more name drops, a lot more cameos. Had a huge mid-season finale. I hate that friggin' term. Where you had the spin-off and origin of the Flash, which is exciting to see. But they've mentioned they've had Bronze Tiger, they've had Black Canary. Vertigo has come back, and it's very interesting how they do characters with and without their powers. So they're going to actually end up having a character with powers.
I heard they name dropped the Batman villain too in one of the episodes. I'm purposely not saying a name.
Praise be to spoiler. Praise be to Ra's al Ghul. Well, when I said the League of Assassins and such as well. So they've become the show that I wanted them to be last season. Deathstroke. If you saw that mid-season finale and you saw the end,
I didn't.
you didn't. Spoiler. Actually, I'm not gonna say anything. Just kidding. But it was just really good. Actually, no spoiler. When he appears and he starts,
I can still hear. I don't know why I was doing that.
When he actually starts to speak and he gives that great monologue, you are like, oh my god, let me see the new episode next week. Not coming on mid-season finale. By the way, hate that term.
Which isn't a real thing.
It's an oxymoron.
Young.
Anyway, so yeah, that show's been really great.
I hope my man Diggle gets his own spin-off too.
My man stays in the gym, glossy. He just glossy. Shamar, take a hint from Diggle. My man don't use baby oil, but he's still glossy.
I'm okay. I'll watch Agents of Arrow. I don't care. I just
want a show with Diggle and Felicity, because they are just two of the coolest characters.
They
out
are.
there.
Those are
They
my two
really,
favorite.
They are the two characters, and Deathstroke.
Those are my two favorite.
Okay. Well, I just like Deathstroke as a villain. One upcoming show that's been getting a lot of talk also is Gotham, aka scariest city in any community, aka the police department don't matter.
Yeah, I've never seen the sunshine in Gotham ever. There's no bright pages in a Batman issue.
You can't go green in that city because there's no way to get solar energy. You can't. You can't help but have pollution there. This show has been flipped around a couple of times. At one point, it was supposed to actually follow. It's supposed to be more like a police procedural show where it was going to follow the Gotham PD and in the early years before Bruce became the Knight, and it was going to follow more of Gordon and his officers and them dealing with crimes in Gotham. Now it's become more
I heard
of
it's going to
90210
be
Bat.
a early Bat show.
Yeah.
And
On Fox, I believe. Surprisingly enough.
I was just thinking how important Gordon was to the Batman trilogy, just the latest trilogy in general. I just remember just playing back in my head what he's done for that film, and I was like, I would watch him solving crimes on TV.
Well, even
if he was a detective, unlike Detective Comics.
There's no detective in that. Anyway, but yeah, Gordon is really a cool character, and he was very essential, done amazingly as always by Gary Oldman. But even when I watched Batman Year One, and I saw how much ass Gordon actually kicked, I was really impressed by that, and I found myself more interested in his story than I was in Bruce's story. So
yeah, because to be fair, we've been through Bruce's story so many different times. I'm not hating or complaining but just in general, we've seen it and heard it and done it so many times. But I don't know anything about Gordon. Like I said, we've been through one or two issues with him, but not nearly as much as the 700 plus issues centered on Bruce and Talia
and brooding. So I mean, yeah, that is something exciting. It was at least before. It was about Bruce learning how to beat up homeless people and poor, impoverished people.
You mean Batman Begins? Oh wait, they did that already, right?
He does that in every issue. He's talking about. He beats up Corpulent every time. Did you feel that? All the sphincters tighten up. That was all the Batman haters that are out there. Anybody who knows that knows I hate the word haters, but just the fact of yes, he's a great character. As far as but it's a bit much. But I would have liked to have seen Gordon. I would have liked to have seen that police procedural kind of show with Gordon and them dealing with the supervillains before they became supervillains even too. That would have been cool to me.
But once again, I believe none of this is set in stone still, so it can always go back to
because they have,
what it's supposed to be.
I think they've gone back and forth a couple of times with this idea. At one point, I heard it was going to be an animated series, but again,
that'll just get canceled.
The picture that they actually posted, I saw years ago on DeviantArt, so I don't think that was really good. Yeah, an anime series by DC.
It'll just be canceled.
Well, no. Well, if it's crappy, it'll stay on forever. But if it's canceled, that means it was a good show. Young Justice. I don't know what's wrong with my
Still
chest.
fighting for this.
No, I'm not fighting for it. I'm not fighting for it, but it was a good series. But so far TV is looking pretty promising. And then I know the next Netflix deal isn't going to be until 2015, I believe.
Probably.
Yeah. So I mean, I know you're very impatient. I will just hop in my TARDIS and I'll be there tomorrow.
I'm about to protest it because it took too long. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'll watch it the day it comes out. I'm just kidding.
You can't protest it before it's even happened. I don't think that's possible. But that's so effective. You're like, I'm going to protest before a protest. Sorry. Anyway, but that's actually pretty much the gist of it and what's going to be going on. So I mean, there's a lot more stuff. Again, if you see anything, hear anything, you want to talk about it, you want to hear us discuss it, go to Off the Shelf on Facebook. Feel more than free to write a comment. Please be polite. Remember, we all have mothers.
Yeah, but give us some feedback. Especially give us some issues that you want to hear us discuss, because
yes, exactly.
there's a lot of stuff going on.
Not comic book issues, but comic book issues in the industry.
It's kind of hard to focus in on certain aspects when there's so much going on.
Exactly, yeah. And we're only two guys. I mean, yeah, we're trying to do, but there are other guys out there doing it too. Big ups to you guys as well. We need to get together and have like a big Avengers Justice League meeting and just take all the stuff out of the way. But yeah, I mean, comment, like, just stare at our lips while we talk. That's an inside joke that some of you will understand, unfortunately. But we're just talking about stuff. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes. We're going to actually talk about a couple more comic book related items, not TV, but just things in general. I'm going to give a spotlight of the week. I don't believe you have one this week, correct?
I might. You don't know what I got. No, I'm unprepared, guys.
Damn, that was hateful. But I mean, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Sit back, relax, clean your toenails, clip your toenails for a couple of minutes, and we'll be right back.
Cheers.
Kudos. Welcome back to Off the Shelf. Antonio, Ryan, you know the deal. Comics. We talk about them. We make jokes. I drink beer. He drinks whatever he's got in hand.
Whatever I can find.
Exactly. I'm going to talk about comics for a little bit. Well, we've been talking about comics actually the whole time, but now actually comic books. You wanted to bring up a couple of things.
I had a few just upcoming things I wanted to highlight real quick. This stuff I've read within the last 2 days or so far. So I'm very excited to announce, I've been waiting the last 45 minutes to say,
right,
Sinestro is getting his own ongoing series, finally. The only reason I got back into reading Green Lantern is because on the cover of Green Lantern #1, it was Sinestro. Not Hal, not Kyle, not Guy, not Aunt Jemima. It was Sinestro.
But if there were pancakes, though?
If there were pancakes, they should serve comics with pancakes. You gotta check out that spot down by the beach, by the way.
Yes.
The secret spot?
Yeah.
Anyway, one just quick issue. Can't wait to pick it up. It's coming out in April.
Mm-hmm.
Pick it up, support it, or don't. I don't care. I'll buy it. Secondly, I'm very interested in it. I'm not going to buy it, I'll admit, because I don't really venture out into comics. But Magneto's getting his own, I know you know. Magneto's getting his own ongoing as well. He's definitely one of my favorite characters in total. I know during the favorite part of probably the X-Men movies is seeing the dynamic between him and Xavier going back and forth. And I just love the way how they have that brotherly love, brotherly hatred, where you know that they push each other to the edge, but nobody ever makes that final step to end it, and I love that so much.
My favorite part in the X-Men series, the X-Men series, everything that has to deal with in that universe, in the anime universe, the film universe is in the beginning of the first movie, when you see him at the concentration camp, and you see all the Nazi soldiers holding him, and he's using his powers for the first time, and he finds out that Rage actually and he's pulling the gate and pulling them, and just that spoke volumes. And then you see him as an older man, played amazingly by Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Sorry, just that dude is awesome. But it's even better seeing Sir Ian McKellen and hopefully at one day, Patrick Stewart, the two of them together.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing seeing, and they have such amazing chemistry. Why didn't you guys work together before, truthfully? So, I mean...
I've actually seen a lot of pictures of Facebook and just them hanging out,
yeah,
just being friends. And I was like, yo, this is cool as hell.
They're like BFFs now.
Yeah.
And I don't use that term, but it's the only thing I can use to describe that. So that's actually cool. That's another great thing about those movies, that those two together really do make a lot of the movies, honestly.
And lastly, another more DC news. I wish I had more. I wish I ventured out more, but I don't. Not gonna lie. Aquaman and the others. Aquaman.
That is an odd name. I'm not gonna lie. That is an odd name for a comic, but whatever.
Aquaman is getting his second ongoing series. He's not comparing to Batman and Superman, who have 19 each.
And Batman
has
getting
2
taken away. So this is.
And he has 2 going on.
You got 2 comics.
It's apparently, I didn't finish reading the New 52 Aquaman, but apparently it's going to center on his team, him and his team before the Justice League is formed, I believe.
The prequel?
Maybe
like a prequel to the Justice League, I mean.
Not necessarily a prequel, but it's about the squad he rolled with before the Justice League. So maybe he's back with them now, but that's how he knew them.
From the look of the picture, he needs to leave the Justice League and roll with these. Yeah. They look like they're going to have more fun.
But I'm excited to see Aquaman. I read the first trade of Aquaman. I picked up from Comixology at
an
absurd price, not going to lie.
Their sales are ridiculous.
I paid them in change, okay?
Online, he threw coins at his tablet. That's how dedicated he was to getting it.
What, 250, 300 pages, whatever it is, 160.
It's like 150 to 200 pages, I believe. It's the
very good stuff. And it was packed with comedy. They embraced all the jokes that have been made about Aquaman over the years, and they improved upon him a lot. But Mira was the star of the show. I'm not going to go into that. I'll review that one day if you guys care.
Right.
But I'm happy to see somebody else getting some respect finally. DC's finally acknowledging the fact that they have more than a trinity of heroes. Yes, I chose my words properly.
That was the only term that you could actually use.
I know you like to throw that out.
The Holy Trinity. It's the only thing you can use.
I think I don't know if there's anything else. I haven't read anything else that I wanted to share with you guys yet, so it's all you.
Me, as always, I'm always that indie head. I'm that cat who's going to be there telling you about what's going on. This book is a couple years old, but we were in New York a couple weeks ago for my birthday. Thank you for the happy belated birthdays that you all just yelled at the screen. Oh, also, by the way, Happy New Year to all of you.
Yeah.
Late Feliz Navidad, or whatever you prefer, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of them. Celebrating. Congratulations. We were out in New York. I was at Midtown Comics, cheap plug, and as if by a reflex, I saw at the corner of my eye this book, and I grabbed it off the shelf. Shameless plug on our own show. What? Yes, that's what I do. It's from Genre 19. Some of you know it, and if you haven't read it, get up on it. It's awesome. This is Prodigal, Egg of the First Light. Amazing book, Genre 13. It's really great stuff. The art is amazingly done well. It follows 2 individuals. There's Jacinda and Lennox. Jacinda is a former criminal. I believe she's actually Malaysian, which you don't see a lot of Malaysian comic book characters.
I've never seen a Malaysian ever in any media.
Exactly. A former criminal. She's a hacker, sharpshooter. She's that woman that if you're in the trouble, you want her there. And then you have my man Lennox, the ultimate brawler. He cannot be beaten. I'm going to say that one more time. He cannot be beaten. You see the fights that he gets into in this book, and it's awesome. Just the whole flavor of it, the vibe is cool. From what I understand, there's going to be another one coming out. And I can't wait for it. It's a couple years old, unfortunately, but again, as I've said for a while, I dropped out of comics. I was out of it, but I had to jump back in because the stuff that was coming out was completely insane, and I was digging it. The book, the art is amazing. It just can't be done. It can't be outdone. This book is written by Jeffrey Thorne, who is, he's that cat. He's that ghoul. He's another icon in the business. Take no BS, and writes amazingly well. And Todd Harris. The combo on this book is amazing. It's the story of the two of them. They're retrieval experts. They get back what you've lost or what was stolen, and they follow the contract to the letter of the law. They are going to get it back, and it's them going after this priceless relic that can actually undo all of reality.
Pair of Jordans. That's horrible. Wasn't
Those aren't priceless relics.
Sorry.
Actually, they're relics, and the fact that you guys are buying them over again, the same ones from about 20 years ago, kudos, genius. So yeah, check this out, get it. Check Genre 19 online. Amazing stuff. Prodigal, Egg of the First Light, Jeffrey Thorne, Todd Harris. Get it, love it, learn it, listen, do whatever you got to do. Also, I want to give a shout again.
I do got 2 shout outs. I just recalled.
You got 2 shout outs?
Go ahead.
Okay, just want to say first off, Terminus Media again. I want to give a shout out to B. Robert Bell and Robert Jeffrey for their comic America, or Radio Free America. You see the shirt, hot, great comic, loved it. Red Dawn with hip hop. Match those two together, you get a really great story. Definitely love it, excuse me, and definitely dig the T-shirt. Guys were awesome.
Wonderful guys. We met you at Comic-Con.
Well, we met.
Well, I met
Robert.
You might have spoken to him beforehand, but I personally
Yes.
met you. Coolest guy I know. They're just, like I said, every time I meet somebody at Comic-Con, they treat us like family. It's just
That's right.
good people to be around.
And we're always going to be there and supporting you guys and talking about you guys. This week we talked a lot about Marvel and DC.
You can say we. You can say me, not we. You can point it at me. You can say I did it.
I mean, but I spoke about other things as well. But as you all know who have watched the show before, it won't be a focal point on those things. It just happens that we were just want to talk about movie and TV things that were going on. Not that you guys don't have stuff going on, because I know there's stuff going on for you. Street Team.
Eyes on.
Eyes on.
I'm waiting for that.
Ooh, Sean Allen.
I'm waiting for that.
Sean Allen, man, we waiting for you, baby. I don't know why I called you baby on camera. That was awkward for me. I don't know why I said it. All right. And you had a couple of shout outs you wanted to give?
Yeah, one of them was real unrelated. I apologize if this sounds stupid, but I wanted to say shout out to anybody who went to Apex Gaming, biggest Smash Brothers tournament that I know of, at least.
Cat's moving way too fast for
so
me, man.
if you live in Jersey, it's in Somerset this year. Check that out, though. I'm gonna be watching the stream this whole weekend. I'd be watching it right now if I was allowed to stream at the same time. You know what I mean?
You never cross the streams. Never cross streams. Some of y'all get that joke, some of you don't. If you do get that joke, all right, nice.
Secondly, and more relevant at least, Asbury Con is coming up soon.
Yes, we always make jokes about it being in the next hour, but it is.
But
I
actually do believe it's coming up in a few months or so. They've got a bigger venue now. I'm sure they've booked a lot more people. If you guys are in Jersey, check it out though. I would love for this place so close to where we live to blow up and become the next New York Comic-Con, and even San Diego. Even
not after what San Diego's starting to pull with their tickets.
Oh, I want to mention that too. Now that you mention that, hold up. If anybody who went to Comic-Con this year, okay,
New York or San Diego? San Diego?
New York.
Okay, New York.
I just want to mention the fact that these gentlemen and ladies sent me a survey asking me about my experience at New York Comic-Con. And not once did they ask me how I felt about New York Comic-Con. Okay? It was 10 stupid questions that were completely unrelated to the event that nobody asked, how did you feel your experience was this year at the show? Were tickets overpriced? Were you able to get the tickets you wanted to get that you were promised? Things like that, relevant things. What did they ask? I wish I had a copy of this survey.
Bottom line is,
we got to step it up. So like I said, support this Asbury Comic-Con. Go to their website. Just Google it. I'm not sure what the site is.
Hopefully Jamal Eagle will be there, again, from Action Lab. Molly Danger, love that book. Hopefully he'll be there again. And
my man from
Archer. Sorry, I just said Archer because it was on my mind. Sorry.
I hope so. That's not who I meant.
But,
my man with the musician. You remember I bought those books? They're digitally now on Comixology. What is it called?
Yes.
I can't remember the name of your book. I read it and loved
27?
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully you'll be there again. I bumped into you at Comic Con and in Asbury. In Asbury.
Yeah. Definitely gave him props. He was a cool
guy as well.
guy.
Hopefully I'll bump into you again. Hopefully you got I know the second act was the latest you
Yes.
came out with.
I believe it might actually be on Comixology even too, because I believe he was saying something about doing it digitally. Again, indie guy stepping it up, going digital, hitting both platforms. Love what you're doing.
So I hope you just keep up the good work, and like I said, I hope to see more people and get more familiar with a few people and support this show.
Mhm.
Both shows, this show and that show.
Exactly. As always, we got great feedback on the last couple episodes that we posted up. Thank you so very much if you watched them, if you shared them, if you liked them, if you commented. Thank you very much. If you didn't watch them, you should watch them. But then again, me saying that is kind of dumb, because if you didn't watch them, then you're not
never
watching
gonna
this
hear
one
it.
as well. Sometimes I talk just to hear my own self speak. So, but basically I want to say thank you to everyone who's given such positive feedback, support, acknowledgement. Some of the people that have actually acknowledged us, I didn't expect them to, and they said it, and my mind was blown. I'm looking at you, Brandon Easton, Sean Allen, Robert Jeffrey, Robert Garrett. You guys were just awesome. So thank you so very much. But again, interact. There's a page on Facebook, Off the Shelf. Just look for two black guys and a white dude. Chris, we need you, man.
Yeah,
we need
man.
you, brother. We need you on here. You got to be in the center so we can look like Oreo cookie.
You want to surprise him with a trip down there one day?
I think he might be a real surprise.
I gotta fill up our tank and we can take that trip.
That's the shadow member. Unfortunately, right now, we have maybe something coming up in the mix. We're trying to see what's going on.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Spoiler.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it. But hopefully, we'll have something else going on with us. Maybe a version 2.0, possibly, maybe, possibly. Yeah, something's going on. But thank you again. Like, share, hit that share button, hit the like button, then comment something nice. Even if it's just, hey, nice couch.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, I enjoy your glasses when he's wearing glasses. Hey, I like that ring. Anything like that. Kiss the rings. I'm not gonna say it. So, you know what I mean? Exactly. But again, thank you so very much for all the positive support, positive reinforcement. We really enjoy our 5 fans. Subscribe.
Suggestions, man.
Yeah, suggestions.
I'm willing to
interact. If you have a question, ask us. If there's something that you want us to discuss, whether it's a comic book, whether it's a character,
Watch more always glistens. Whatever you want, we're here for you.
I know why he glistens, because baby oil is cheap to a millionaire. But seriously, comment, like, share, discuss, interact with us. We're more than happy to, discuss things with you in real time. Facebook, YouTube, we're there. Let us know. We'll talk about it, okay? As always, I'm Antonio.
Brian.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening. And remember, just keep turning those pages, okay?
Good night, world.
There you go.